On va regarder la petite World Cup là. Du coup.
When you run into him, and now we're going to actually get a chance to talk with Zay, who we saw him and Sap have an amazing performance yesterday. Let's see what he's feeling ahead of the competition. Jordan, what do you have for us?
You are not wrong, Sundom. One of the best and most dominant duo players standing right next to me in Zay. Zay, you dominated yesterday, and it's very clear to absolutely everybody claiming that number one spot.
On s'est décidé directement.
Fortnite origin happens, right? But again, going into in-game, you two staying together, locking down high ground, that's ultimately what secured the dub. What was your mentality going into duels yesterday?
So we kept the same mentality and strategies for every single game. After the three first games, we had 38 points. We were really confident. So we didn't change anything. A lot of unfortunate things happened. We finished with 6 points the last 3 games, up fourth. After being first for 5 games in a row, really want to win it, so it felt kind of bad, but still.
Understandable. I mean, at the end of the day, though, Fortnite, this is the biggest payouts, right? Like, we're seeing some amazing payouts. And fourth place is still very much a win.
Oui, d'accord, son, allô.
Absolutely. Well, we see this confidence. We're going to see it again today on Real Island. What do you have next for us?
Thank you so much, Jordan. And what's surprising to me there is Zay. I mean, it's not surprising at all, actually. He's a true competitor. He won, placed in 4th place yesterday. You see it on his face.
Definitely felt it wasn't good enough. He said, hey, we wanted it all. We wanted the top spot. If with Zay succeeded in the past, that means now next group, because these competitors are here to also challenge for the top spot. We have Blake, Peter Pan, Lecce, Yarkos, Lucia, Mr. Savage, Snazy, Smeek, Blaster, and East.
This group that you mentioned, Lecce, one of the most amazing controller players I've ever seen in Germany. It's so good at editing. It's unbelievable. I can't be more impressed by Lecce.
Yes, and even in the qualification round, he said, hey, I got the spot. He was almost the first controller qualifier to get in, missed it by 1 place, and that next week when he came back to back solo trap eliminations to just flex on the entirety of Europe. Also rounding out the group, something we saw yesterday was Lucia. He's going to have the time to be on the stage as well as Mr. Savage. They're there, but let's talk about the other controller player making his first trip over here. It is Ghost Issa, the original controller gang, and we had a chance to talk with him ahead of the competition. Let's hear what he had to say.
So qualified controllers in this fight. It's been 10 stressful weeks, a lot of ups and downs, but it's been pretty good. When I qualified, I was so happy. I had a rough 10 games. I think I stayed 5 games out and died like one spot. I was so happy when I qualified. I also qualified, so everyone was qualified to be 13 and everyone's control. New York's way different. Like even the air, everything is so much different. The traffic, grinding. That's where you get better. Watch better player play, like watch Mongols, bots, whatever, and keep grinding. That's the only way you can make it.
What an incredible story coming out of Issa, looking to represent and looking to do as much damage as possible. You know he's here to take names. Now on to the next one. You have a lot of what I would consider dark horse contenders. Very talented players you don't hear enough about. It's Nyx, King, Clarity G, Astonis, Lunez, Jenkins, Batch, Pika, Storm, and Reverse 2K.
I just want to point out, unbelievably incredible. He has slippers on that have claws on them.
No, those aren't slippers. He's in a full onesie and then has the jersey over it. You can check him out on Twitter. Also known for one of the coolest flip-knock plays we've ever seen. One of my favorite calls. And also have to talk about Nyx and King. They were both playing yesterday in the duels. Didn't necessarily get the results they wanted, but they're both known as much stronger individual players. They play much better when they're able to go crazy and do the game plan that they want to do.
Yeah, and in the bottom right there, you see Storm, also known as ODR Storm. He's one of the players who fully qualified for both solos and duos, and even with this duo bottom half of this group, he is on the floor with Jordan Fisher. What do you got?
A lot of people here as well. Now, you've already told us that you're dropping pressure, which is where you dropped in your qualifying week, which is a very smart move, I think, in my opinion. Now, are you planning on keeping a strict rotation schedule? Are you going to be able to flex?
We're going to be able to flex more. I know Ninja and I duo spot is Lagoon, so that's my hometown, so we might drop there.
Very comfortable there. Matt up really quickly with some wood right there, those masks. Now, another thing that I love about you, Reverse, you're so vocal and so positive in social media, and a lot of people are
From the very beginning, it was on the stage as well. Robots out there, and then we have to talk about the X2 twins. Jordan representing down south, known originally as one of the first ones down there. Toss it to a quick little video to see kind of what they're all about, what they were thinking going into the competition.
I'm twins, and I'm from Brisbane, Australia. I don't mind. I played the Australian Open. I played at Poland International. I really like LANs, it's a different setting because there's people actually watching as opposed to just people watching online. I think I'm definitely getting better the more LANs I do. It doesn't really sink in actually. Like, oh, I'm actually treat it as if I was at home just playing any other scrim. You've got to put work into it. Sometimes you might have to get a little bit lucky with like qualifying and stuff. Like that's a part of it. That you can create your own luck. Experiencing it with them and learning from each other. So that when people come, they definitely come through.
Jordan going to be doing everything he can. And now we're into Big Time one's the last chance qualifiers. When everything was on the line, they made it here. It's Slipnote, Cosmic, Tuzi, Aspect, Hornet, Creo, Legedian, Harrion, Evil Bear, and Arcrim 1X.
Slipnote, one of the players out of Brazil, he's there every single week, just in the top 10. Not quite reaching that final top 1 spot, which is how many spots are up per week for Brazil. But he finally did it in the final week. That shows he is clutch.
Yes, the Argentinian was all about it, and we have to talk about Aspect. Him and Antwerp were the original favorites going into the qualifier, kind of slid off the pace a little bit, had to swap up their drop spot. In the final week, he rocketed up in the lead with 60 points, but the issue was he finished his game early. Everyone else had an extra half hour. He had to sit there watching the leaderboard for an hour, but when all was said and done, he got the final spot. He'll be playing on that stage, and he'll be looking to take everyone's walls.
That 17 elimination game to qualify was definitely memorable from Aspect, but Arcrim also had a memorable performance yesterday in the duo finals. We're going to go ahead and catch up with him on the floor.
Dominant performance from Arcrim for sure. Standing next to me here, another one of the most talented. I mean, I say this over and over again. It's because I'm surrounded by the best Fortnite players literally in the entire world. Definitely one of them here, repping the NA West. Over there, a lot of psycho players. Now, Arcrim, you qualified for the World Cup in the first week of duos and in the last week of solos. Your preparation for both of these things definitely is very different. How have you prepared in comparison to yesterday, claiming that 5th spot, which was unbelievable, guys? Preparing for solos today is very different. How have you strategized for this?
Well, I try to prepare my mentality a lot better than yesterday, and I know what it's going to be like going into today and like tomorrow, because yesterday was like my first time playing in a LAN. So I know what I have to do, and I know what I'm going to do to try to win today. Absolutely.
Well, that composure is everything, right? I mean, that can really help you dominate in that way. Now, again, repping NA West out there in LA for me. Listen. Your qualification both in duos and solos, you're the only person from NA West that was able to do that. What do you have to say to the rest of the West?
I mean, like, if you guys get a brain on the West Coast, I mean, like, it'll be a lot easier, you know. But otherwise, yeah, that's all you gotta do.
We gotta get a brain. Okay, I'm gonna come to Arcrim School. Back to you guys on Unreal Island.
Well, I might also go to Arcrim School. That was definitely
Could say Galaxy Brain is there from Arcrim, you know, just a get a brain going on there, looking to represent. But now the final group of competitors, it will be Sosman, Moffat, and Dretta, Crew, Light, Mongrel, MQ, Teak, Blacks, and Skite.
I like the little dab there from Blacks. Absolutely incredible. Again, remember, these are the guys who qualified in the final week. And I do have to so what was streaming his final week, and he did it in an amazing fashion.
Winning 3 out of his first 5 games. He actually took a moment after that on the stream, kind of, you could see him. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and kind of know he had it. He kept pushing forward. We got to see Crew yesterday, had some highlight reel plays, but wasn't quite able to push into the top 10. Going to want to do that today, but Bala, you know on this list who I want to talk about right now, right?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it. What do you got for Mr. Mongrel himself?
Mongrel. What more? I mean, there's literally so much. I can talk about this guy forever. One of the most mechanically skilled players I have ever seen. So fast, with his decisions, you really can't keep up. Sometimes I even have to watch him in slow motion because he's just so ridiculously fast.
And you can see his reactions on the camera, how much he cares, how much he is invested, how much he wants to be the best of the best, just as does Skype, the player from the stream, overcoming tendonitis in his wrist, qualifying through. We're going to throw it down to the floor with Jordan and a translator to catch up and hear what Skype has to say. Jordan, take it away.
Standing next to Skype here, dealing with tendonitis is a very, very big thing, especially ahead of a competition of this caliber. How have you prepared physically going into today?
Avec un concours de cette nature, il y a beaucoup évidemment d'ambition et de comment est-ce que vous gérez un peu la situation?
Je m'entraîne et j'essaye de pas stresser.
I try not to be too stressed out, and I just think about the game.
Understood, as you should. Now you have a lot of land experience and a lot of against a bunch of the best players. How are you strategizing for solos?
Il y a beaucoup d'expérience, etc. Mais en même temps, ça c'est une compétition. Comment est-ce que tu t'es organisé pour la stratégie de cette Coupe du Monde?
J'essaye juste de jouer mon jeu et de ne pas stresser. Et j'essaie de m'adapter à la méta actuelle. Et voilà.
I try not to stress out, I try to sleep well, eat well, I try to think I'm going to really play the game.
Lovely. And that allows you to post it, right? And you can dominate. Lovely, Sky. Back to you guys at Umbrella Island.
Thank you so much, Jordan and Skype. Skype, originally known for his Winter Royale performance where he was top qualifier, top the semifinal, and then top the final. It put him on the map, and now he's here competing on the main stage, which is set for everyone who is here. But all of you guys at home, make sure you're using Fortnite.com/watch. Go check the website out. It is a more kind of tailored viewing experience. There's the ability to unlock additional items in-game. And on top of that, for somebody who's super analytical, there's a map stream. There's an individual player stream. You want to see the spotlighted players, T-Pure Dubs, they'll be on there. If you want to see the best players from Asia, they'll be on there. Best players from Brazil, they'll be on there. Make sure you go and utilize this tool. Whether you're trying to get better at Fortnite or just want to watch what you want to watch, we want to give you every possible potential way to increase your viewing experience. And let us know if there's anything else you want added in there. We're always looking to improve because we're lining in stats. We got the map. I mean, what more could you want as an analyst follower?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely going to check it out when I get home and go back and watch those because I need to see every little detail for some of these guys who are going to perform on this stage. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, and I can't wait to do that.
I mean, this is what is going to allow these guys to push up into the prizing. I mean, just look at some of those numbers. Of course, everyone who made it here, $50,000 going through. But once you push into that top group, you'll start seeing a little bit of a pay bump. But ultimately, at the top, it's about the $3 million. It's about being the best of the world and being crowned the world champion solo baller. This is what it's all about.
This is what it's all about. Moments away from getting inside the stage and getting ready to launch the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition.
100 of the best players, every single one is be here. Are you ready for the Fortnite World Cup Finals? Let's start the show!
What's up, Fortnite World Cup? How we feeling today? Come on! Let me see everybody's hands up. Come on!
go.
Lately, I've been thinking. I want you to be happier. When the morning comes and we see what we've become. In the cold light of day, we're a flame in the wind of the fire that we begun. Every argument, every word we can't take back. 'Cause with all that has happened, I think that we both know the way the story ends.
Sing it if you know it.
There's only for a minute. I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits. I want to see you smile. No, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means I'll have to leave. Lately, I've been thinking. I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. And when the evening falls, and I'm left there with my thoughts, and the image of someone else, well, it's eating me up inside. But we ran our course, we pretended we're okay. Now if we jump together, at least we can swim far away from the wreck we made. And only for a minute, I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits. I want to see you smile. No, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means I'll have to leave. Lately, I've been thinking. I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. So I'll go.
I want to see everybody's phone flashlights out right now.
I will go.
Everybody put your phones up right now. Put your phones up right now. Put them up. Everybody follow me like this.
Lately, I've been thinking. I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. Even though I might not like this, I think that you'll be happier. I want you to be happier.
Let's go.
Then only for a minute, I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits. I want to see you smile. No, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means I'll have to leave. Lately, I've been thinking. I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. So
I just want to say thank you again to Fortnite, and good luck to all the players today competing. Have a good day. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Marshmallow! I tell you, I've opened up for a few DJs in my career, by far the best one, hands down. Guys, this is incredible stuff here. I'm Golden Boy, your host, and this is the moment that we have been waiting for. 10 weeks have culminated to this point right here in New York City, Arthur Ashe Stadium. This packed house. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause for being here with us today. Without you, this is not possible. But now it's all about these players up on this stage. And this right here, the trophy and the title of being the Fortnite World Champion. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. I want to get into these games as soon as possible, but I think we got to ramp up the excitement just a little bit more.
no pain, no gain, no guts, no glory. I'm a one-man army, ain't a one-man army, ain't a
When you think about what's at stake here for these players, so much on the line. And we crowned 2 Fortnite world champions yesterday, but that was duos competition. And today, these people are riding solo. And it's about that trophy, being able to raise this right in front of everyone here in New York City and walking away with $3 million in prizes. History will be made, lives will change. Now, I know that you guys want to hear from some of our players as well, and there's one player in particular that I think each and every person in this arena wants to hear from. Jordan, who do you got?
The legend, the man, the myth, Tfue! I want my vest back, by the way. Guys, standing next to me, I mean, you guys know him. He needs no introduction. He's pretty decent at the game of Fortnite. He's like, fine, I guess. I don't know, 1v1 me in creative. We'll see what happens, right? But knowing that you're as good as you are, right, and your skills, your gifts, your game sense, your speed, your dexterity, your precision, all of these things that I'm sure a lot of people are very fearful of, there are a lot of incredibly young, gifted talents that are up here on the stage right now from all over the world. How do you prepare for all of these different game styles?
Basically, how I prepare is just stream to all of my beautiful viewers, and they stream snipe me, and I get rushed by like 30 people every game. So if I can handle that, then I can handle anything, right?
I have seen it happen in real time. It's insane. I don't know how you deal. I mean, you've got a long way, to get to the end, but obviously vying for that #1 slot. How was your strategy working out going into your drop spot today? Your rotation, are you going to be flexible? What are your thought processes going into today, knowing that you're up against some of the best players in the world?
My drop spot's pretty good. I have some people contest me, but I just lay them out and then move on from there.
Lay them out, move on. 350 pot, there it is, from the man himself. Back to you, GB.
Thank you once again, Jordan, for that. Now we're going to get into the games in a few moments here. Yesterday we hyped up nicely, and I think we can do it again. This is it. This is for this community right here, whether you're watching them at home, whether you're here with us in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Arthur Ashe Stadium, let me hear you. No. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear you loud and proud. This is the Fortnite World Cup Finals, and let's send it over to your casters for the first set of games. It's Courage and Dr. Lupo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. The Fortnite World Cup Finals Solos competition kicks off today, and I could not be more excited. I'm still sweating from the marshmallow performance we just saw, but
absolutely,
Dr. Lupo, this is going to be a darn good time.
100 of the best solo players the world has ever seen in Fortnite are today playing for $15 million in Jack. First place takes home $3 million, which is the largest individual prize for any player in esports ever up until this point. You realize that? That is ridiculous.
It's a pretty long history. Lives will be changed today. As we know, it's been happening throughout the weekend, and we've seen the best competitors in the world go up in creative, obviously in the Pro-Am, in the solos or duos competition, and now it is time for solos. We're going to go through the format, the prizing for everyone at home so you can get caught up to speed. Millions tuned in throughout the weekend so far, and even more we'll be watching here today. So, Ben, I want to break down these rules for everyone at home. It's not your normal Fortnite game we're going to be playing.
Oh, no, it is not, especially if you've watched any competitive gameplay over the past. On your screen right now is the format. This is solo, so the top 25 placement will get you 3 placement points. Top 15 is 5. If you make it all the way to top 5, that's 7 points. And that coveted victory royale, of which there will only be 6 today, is worth 10 points. But on top of that, it's not just about placement. Every single elimination is an additional point. Those are going to add up, and we're going to see exactly how things play out over 6 games. Now, those 6 games, we add those scores up. Jack, what's the take-home? I know. Just read it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, first place today wins $3 million US. If you get second, third, or fourth, your prize money you're winning is also above the 1 million mark. Hey, I wouldn't be too upset with 5th place either at 900 grand, but you see, top 20 all earn $112,500 or more. And guess what? Just because they made it here today, everyone on the stage will win $50,000 for their efforts across the last few months of competition. But I can tell you the prize money is sweet. It's great going up against the best in the world, but that right there, the coveted trophy on your screen and the title of Fortnite World Champion, the first ever solo World Champion, is what's on all these players' minds.
You have to remember, too, over the course of the 10 weeks of qualifiers, we had 40 million players throw their name in the pot to try and make their way to the top 100 here in New York City. And of those 100, only one gets first place. Only one takes home the trophy. And I'm going to say this is mine just from watching him play over the last few days. Duos didn't go exactly how he wanted things to go, but I'm looking forward to seeing Benji Fishy rise above and just put on a good show for everybody. He's an excellent player. One of the best mechanically we've ever seen. His awareness is insane. What about you? Who do you have, Jack?
There's so many talented players. We've been comparing drop spots. We've been comparing how they performed yesterday. We talked about LAN experience and how much the nerves can get to them. Arkram is someone that showed up yesterday on stage, performed quite well, placing in the top 5. I think that today, with where he's dropped at, who he's going to be going up against, he could put on a good showing, but we want to hear your guys' thoughts as well. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send us your thoughts. Who do you predict to win? We've also talked to many of the people here in the venue about who they've got coming out on top. Let's take a look.
My prediction for the Fortnite Solo World Cup Finals winner is Ghost Fizzle.
My pick to win solos has got to be this guy.
Better.
I feel like Young Calculator.
Because he has a lot of LAN experience and all that.
My prediction for the Solo World Cup champion is Dell.
People continuing to pile on in here to the Arthur Ashe Stadium live from New York City. Dr. Lupo, our games are almost ready to kick things off, but there's so many ways you can watch this weekend. Obviously, your normal streaming platforms, but a new initiative as well from Fortnite, a new way to watch on Fortnite.com/watch. There's some unique stats as well as all sorts of feeds you can watch from. It's a viewing experience with real-time stats at different points of view in game. Head to Fortnite.com/watch and choose from this channel a dedicated map channel and 10 rotating options covering a selection of diverse players. You see there on your screen exactly what we brought on up. If you want, feed 3 features Tifu with player spotlight. If you're repping the Oceanian region and you want to see the Twins play, you want to see Twins play, there you go. You've got your dedicated feed as well. An awesome thing to see for the future competitor.
It's absolutely amazing. But Jack, everybody here wants to see the first game, and I've got good news. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition is about to begin. If you are here at Arthur Ashe Stadium, I need you to get as loud as you possibly can. 100 of the best players in the entire world are about to face off for $15 million. Jack, guess what? 100 players, the battle bus is loaded, 6, 5, 4, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Players, arguably the biggest day of their entire lives. The average age of competitors, just 16 years old. If you're a younger fan here in the audience, you dream of one day being here. If you're the same age, you look to your peers as people to look up to and aspire to be as good as one day. If you're a parent, I'm sure you can imagine what's going through these kids' minds. Here we go, folks. Tifu on your screen. Block has been his place forever, Dr. Lupo, and he is not shying away here in game number 1.
I had a chance during warm-ups to just talk to Tifu about this landing zone. The opinion was basically basically, I don't care who else lands here. I'm going to take it. I'm going to clear out every other opponent there and roll on through. He's got a chance to go up the hill, potentially for a wow. He has a free legendary chest right here in the middle. And look at the inventory already. Blue pump shotgun, gold tactical AR, gold standard AR, a mini bandages. He's got brick for this here. The resources are incredible. Some mobility. AR depending on ammunition at a certain point. Shadow bomb. The Lycoid might be worth it. We'll see if he walks out. He actually puts down that tech AR and grabs a purple grenade launcher.
And it's right there as well. The player decides to say, rotate away. Got a lot of respect for that gameplay. He knows block as well. Flipnode always landing for two. Will go ahead and fall away. And folks, I think it's a sign of respect for Tifu as a player. They have forfeited the rest of block to this man. And he's already at 190 total HP and a fantastic inventory. Rotating here towards Fatal Fields. Last one, Bucky there as well. Last. I don't think we're a little bit mixed inventory, but this we talked about yesterday. Played Fortnite. No, that means war base. There is blue. Guess what?
Just one.
Typically, you and I, I'm sure, Ben, break all the war down. We farm it on up. These players of where the loot is while it's in the core because they've studied this area of the map so much. It's the little things that make it class right now looting, and no one has any clue where he is.
Lucky and long chest spawn here, plus any of the core loot possible along the way. Little side stalls, so quite a bit of wood to farm up. He's got a couple little forests. He's got the fork knife quarry there. Flush the ship up top. He can take that slip all the way to the top. He's got an opportunity to travel basically. Meanwhile, up here at Mega Mall, Pika and inside. They'll know almost immediately.
Have a lucky landing. Stacey there as well. First sting bomb coming on for him doesn't actually wind up getting too much. 16 builds in total. Now remember, we do play with siphon settings on, so if you get elimination, you earn 50 HP. So you're at 74 total health. You'll gain 26 HP to go to max and 24 shield. Also, when you get the elimination, even if the opponent has 0 materials, they'll still drop 50 of each material type. So there's a lot of, especially early game reward, Doctor.
Snazy right now with the top down on his opponent. It looked like he's trying to use the sneaks and that proximity grenade launcher just to try and find even one hit. Now, he still has the 3 proximity grenade launcher shots. He's kind of burning through resources.
I was still saying season grenades. I was thinking exactly that. Yep.
Well, trying to find a bead at this point. Bugga is rotating back and forth with a brick tunnel underneath. No tags quite yet, minus a little bit of sting here. Snazy still has the high ground here. Not a ton of materials, 18 builds. At some point, he's going to have to opt to push this. Time to rotate away unless Bugga
Oh, wait, actually,
not even
no,
an upgrade. Never mind, he already has a gold combat number 4 slot there. Snazy Bugga separating from each other a little bit, not necessarily pressuring. Early game pressure at game 1 of 6 for World Cup solos would be that siphon. He's looking for a shot. The heavy snipe. Work goes, and not quite enough. Bugga misses just behind as Snazy sneaks away from the higher floors of that north side building and Lucky.
Yeah, Bugga winds up seeing that middle cherry blossom tree get knocked down, and a lot of times in competitive games, players will just hit the trees down to 50 total HP left, but they won't fully remove them from the map because the animation of the tree breaking gives away your position. So if you want to make sure you stay a little bit more hidden in your games at home, only break trees down to 50 total health left and leave them. You'll get a ton of materials, but you'll also still remain as hidden as possible. Benji Fishy. was just a scoped assault rifle and a epic tactical shotgun. Storm Surge is coming to play in Dr. Lupa. We haven't really touched on that yet today. Inform the viewers at home as to exactly what this is.
So Storm Surge is a mechanic to prevent players from potentially sitting and not engaging in fights. If there are a certain number of players at this point, when there's over 70, when the circle closes, people are going to start to take 25 damage every tick. That's every 5 seconds. Unless they are over the threshold for the amount of damage done in the lobby. It's a way to encourage players to engage in fights without having to force anybody. You can't really just sit still the entire time. You've got to get engaged, get involved in what's going on.
And it ends when we go below that threshold. Exactly. Bring up this first.
One of the World Cup duo champions from yesterday, just outside of SD Divot. Shots inside here, Colorful trying to rotate back away, doesn't want to quite get caught just yet. Those splashes, by the way, one of the best healing items in the game right now in scrimmages and competitive Fortnite. An instant throw 20, and it's HP or shield that can transfer across both. May not be able to get this off quite yet. It's got to cancel.
He did.
Oh, he did indeed.
Yep.
Kurtz applying pressure from the side. Not a lot of ammunition right now in the inventory. Only 70 medium rounds for that heavy AR. Not the favorite for a spray weapon. Great at tap fire at a distance, though.
Look at how dead center this zone is at the bottom right of your screen. Mr. Savage did just get an elimination down in the muffin. Mr. Savage still alive in this match. He bounced back from yesterday. I know Mr. Savage wasn't too happy with the final performance. Kurtz still, we saw the player piece on him from his rep for his last elimination there as well on the Twins. And Storm Surge is now active for the players still above. So people will begin taking damage, and that's a solid chunk with that common tactical shotgun. But another player begins to throw their name into the hat. Dr. Lupo Kurtz, no more shield left. We'll back up for the moment.
At this point with the circle where it is, we've got 60 seconds before things start to close. And I would say maybe a third of the field is still outside of the next safe zone. You're going to see a lot of players pushing to Loot Lake. You have to realize if you're watching at home, if you're here at Arthur Ashe Stadium, competitive Fortnite is very much about late game strategy and positioning. 74 players right now remaining does not surprise us in the slightest, to be honest, especially with how much money is on the line. Harrians goes down. Star picks up that one, but not enough damage dealt. You see the Storm Surge. 2 more players need to get eliminated.
I think he just got up now as players began to drop. So Wakey went down to the Storm, Skype with elimination onto Astonish. We are 1 player away from the end of Storm Surge, and there it is as we just hit the threshold. So now no more panic has to come through for these players for the moment. The next one will come into play in a couple more zones as Keenstar right now, the double qualified player from France, currently set on up against Envy Bucky as they within a couple boxes of each other.
Just see exactly where things move through here. Just want to hold these edits and look out. No reason to apply too much pressure just yet. He's kind of waiting to see other players that may be around him rotating away, and that's exactly the play. Bucky, by the way, a player that we've seen competitive qualifiers. He actually spent some time talking to Hogman a lot to refine his gameplay in the drop. We've seen a big improvement since then. Big shout out to Hogman for helping Bucky out with that one. All the way here to the World Cup solo finals.
Will he use one of the campfires in the inventory? 25 extra health.
It depends on the play. If he's looking towards late game, he's going to try and hold on to those for a heal off potentially when that final zone starts to close. We'll have to see. A quick reminder, by the way, on the right side of your screen, a victory royale. The win is worth 10 placement points. Those are big. Top 5 is 7 points. Top 15 is 5. Top 25 is 3 points, and every single elimination for these players is an additional point. Focus of the current map right now. A lot of players out here on the hill. Northeast side of Neo Tilted. Actually a pretty good spot. You have multiple slips nearby while those are still on. You have to remember those do turn off. Sky taking shots. I believe that's on DRG just to the south. More pressure applied there. He's trying to sneak any shot he can through. Actually, it's challenged. surprises me. Doesn't go for the build there to protect and get a better spot.
Wow, that's solid
Inside the
damage,
box,
though.
Just go for it.
Solid damage, and look what's also on the ground right there. The legendary infantry rifle. Still can swap that when needed. Right now, choosing to go with the spray weapon. This is a player that's close. We have a replay coming on in soon of Mega from FAIT, who played yesterday in the duos competition with Dubs. Dubs already dropped his game. We'll see how Mega plays this one. Gets to the opponent's box. 2 clean shots. And there it comes through. And near max materials, Slurp Juice as well as Chug Splashes will be sitting pretty with the inventory right there. The next zone did just pop on up, moving to kind of the eastern side of the current zone. And what we're seeing right now from Skite is Skite recognizes he's got extra materials back. So he's going to run back, build out a little bit, grab the excess materials, and continue to tunnel with these mats. He's also juggling items over as well to still have the ability to use these whenever he would like to wish to. These next zones. Here's everyone on the map. Rocket being fired on the far side. Bizzle there, still on your screen. Commandment, Epic Whale. Prisonero still boxed up in metal just outside the zone, and Stompy, who was one of the more dominant European players in the online qualifier, still in this one with Zane. Zane was in the lead with Sap yesterday, 5 of the 6 games, but in the end not able to close it out. Is above the damage threshold. This next threshold of players starts to go 50. So about a minute away before it activates. Bizzle with elimination though, down on the stakes.
The loadout here in Zayd's inventory, a single Shadow Bomb going to be used for rotation if he has to. Quite yet though, he's already in the next safe zone. That heavy sniper rifle we just saw moments ago, and he'll probably go for it again. He's going to knock out a wall and immediately swap to that legendary AR to try and take shots while the wall is gone, while the player may not be paying attention. This could be a big one right here. Immediate swap, a 69 shield pack, solid crit through the wall. They do box up, but it looks like at that moment he saw the box being pressured from another player and decided to go for it.
Keep in mind,
and here we go.
Keep in mind, no healing for Zayd, so you can see just how cautiously he's taking these fights.
Oh yeah.
Also today in solos, there's no longer the threat, Dr. Lupo, of the double heavy sniper. Sure, we've seen solo players try to use it to their advantage by themselves, but it just is not the same effect. Lolboom, bottom right of your screen, Zayd top left of your screen, both with 2 eliminations so far, and here comes Storm Surge for players pushing on in. Not a threat to Lolboom, not above, but Karhu did just go down. That's on the third, so the game one there. 3 shots made to pick up Dr. Lupo will be extremely useful in these rotating zones, and oh man, Lolboom is leading this the damage, Dr. Lupo. Terrible, terrible spot to be in for Lolboom.
Lolboom, a solo Irishman, qualified for the World Cup here. Going to have to push on through and try and make his way to the next safe zone. Multiple ballers on the outside. He might be able to grab that one in the water right there if he sees it when he pops out. You can see Vivid on your screen. Evil Mare still there as well. Multiple ballers still on the field.
Look at that.
Look at the this is like a Fortnite World Cup apartment complex. You have countless players stacked in next to each other. Bizzle going for the edit reset, can't quite catch himself just yet.
Uga still making plays happen. A lot of people have him high up on the elimination. On to Aqua, who obviously was our Fortnite World Champion yesterday in duos. Rough start in game number 1. Bizzle, one of the most consistent and winningest Fortnite pro players of all time, Dr. Lupo. When you say a veteran in Fortnite competitive, Bizzle is at the top of that list, but here's Yarkos again. Now on the high ground after that first elimination, down onto Aqua, looking for more right now as he's got ultimate high.
Northwest, so he's going to have to make a move. Very hefty weapon loadout. Not a whole look back. Feet starting to line up. Players. That count is going to go down, down, down. Zayd eliminated by left eye. Colorful taking up another one out as well. King. 4 eliminations. You have to remember, placement points don't kick in until top 25, so he only has those 4. Very, very big points. Here we go, the Storms starting to pressure players. You're going to see a lot of launch pads and redeploys coming to play, and those community movement mechanics like launch pads placed on the ground can be tough. A player actually just flew right through King's box.
That could have been bad, Dr. Lupo. That could have been real bad.
Maybe a trap play from either player. We'll have to see. Fishing the feed, taking another elimination. Top 35 now. Jacks were coming 30 seconds away from the next circle.
And Mr. Savage trying to contest Rux for height as they both continue to build on up. Mr. Savage goes for the shot. Rux gives it up for the moment. So game one right now, the height goes to Mr. Savage, but there's still a ton of time left. On the low ground right now, you've got Pika week, Glass week, Lettermoy's week, Tuesday week as well. Mr. Savage has shot down Rux for the moment. He still continues to keep height. Yarkos, though, looking to challenge right now. 27 players left. Placement points about to come into play.
Yarkos takes the ultimate high in the backside there. Riverside from Team Liquid flying across right to left of your screen. Multiple players. Ultimate low ground warriors down there, both in and out of ballers. Class looks like he might be looking for a campfire in the middle of it. Mr. Savage.
King at 7 limbs and has made it into placements. King absolutely the #1 performance so far in game one. 120 in total HP. Can he find his limb? No! As the crowd erupts. Top 20 now, though, but King got the job done. There was 27 players left, Dr. Lupo. King eliminates the last 2 to make it a top 25 for the placement points.
Huge plays there. Whalen Kirk going down to the feed. What a shot. A quick edit swap there. Booga showing lines. One of the most active.
Top 15.
Top 15. Mag with an E left. Your feed at the top left. One of the most important things to watch if you're looking for players' names. Here's going to have to wait and bait players out. Now, here it is. The Shadow Bomb for rotation. He's still got 2 more in his inventory, which this late in the game is huge. He does have 3 shockwave grenades as well, in case height needs to be taken, or even a long-range rotation. 8 players remaining. Jack Yarkos, 4 eliminations. Everyone in here getting those placement points. Beam from above and goes down. No builds. Going to be tough there. Saw picking up that Elam. Booga, though, 5 right now moving forward.
But not only that, 2 Shadow Bombs left, still with shockwave grenades, too. Shadow Bomb will be used. Okay, so not quite doing it yet.
Looking for a high ground.
Yeah, I was looking to see.
He's saving those. Don't you worry. I guarantee before too long, a player like this is going to make plays, sitting the edge of the storm. Going to be his game to win. We'll see here another one. Can he find the 9th elimination and the first victory royale, the World Cup solos?
Dr. Lupo, it might be time soon. It might be time soon. Booga smiling. He's got the health advantage on Creo.
Does.
Folks, it might be time for the shockwave play. Booga can soar up into the sky. Shockwave! First game victory royale!
Oh my gosh. Confident play from Booga. What a monster, the first victory royale.
The crowd on their feet. Booga, calm, cool, and collected, wipes out 5 of the last top 6 players for the victory royale. What a swing of points right there, Dr. Lupo. You get the win. You get max placement points. 9 limbs too. Folks, that is a statement game #1 for Booga. And first ever event too. It is
Allô? Ouais. Ouais, toi? Vas-y, j'arrive.